Liz! Hi!
Hi.
Oh my gosh, we're both in white shirts!
Do you want me to change?
No! That is so brilliant. For all those who don't know you, this is my wonderful friend, Liv. And not only is she a wonderful friend, she also photographed my whole album. All the artwork that you see, this gal has done it.
You know.
She's really gone and done it.
You know.
So every photo you see, she is the brains and genius behind it. So hi, Liv.
Hi. It's a good intro.
Was that good? Was that strong enough?
I think that really bigs me up. I like it.
Do you want me to do like more radio voice, like welcome? So you're in Australia. You're living there at the moment, and Australia was actually where we shot the whole album, wasn't it?
Yes, in Sydney.
In Sid, last.
Today, mate.
When was that? When did we even do that?
It was in October, wasn't it? I think last year in October.
Oh yeah. But tell the peeps, how did this happen? Like, how did it all come together? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, because you were over for a conference in Sydney and you messaged me because I had just moved and you're like, well, hang on, I'm going there in 2 weeks. And I was like, what? You're like, yeah, I'm coming for a conference. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I found out it was my church that you were coming to. So, yeah, you were over. The day before, you're like, oh, Liv, let's just shoot an album cover tomorrow. And I, checked the schedule, it was free, and off we went. So I suggested, I think, that we went to these cliffs in Kelkel, and because Amanda, who came with us,
yes,
who did some video stuff, yes, shout out to the Honest Jones. I think she had posted on her story a few days before those cliffs, and I was like, wow, those are so cool. And when you said, oh, let's shoot tomorrow, I kind of just immediately thought of that and how fun it would be to go up there. So that's kind of how we ended up on those.
I loved it because it was like, so, I mean, it's probably good and bad how like unprepared I was. I was like, Liv, should we just like take some photos? Like, let's just do it. But like there was no outfits prepared or no like.
No. I literally grabbed the red jumper out of my stepmom's wardrobe before I left. I was like, I was looking in her wardrobe for cowboy boots. I literally just like, what can I take? Like, I was like, oh, I'll just grab this. And like, since then, when I posted your album on my stories and stuff, like just listening to it, she's been like, is that my jumper? Like replying to my stories. I'm like, yeah, that was actually.
Did she not know that we took
No. Oh no, but it's it's famous now. The jumper.
Now it's made on a cover.
I know exactly. So obviously, like whenever I shoot normally, like there's styling involved, and so when you're like, let's shoot tomorrow, I was like, oh gosh, that's my worst nightmare. Like there's no clothes, like, and I was just like, what are we gonna do? Like, and so I was just grabbing. Like I bought the dress that we've shot in before. I was like, oh, that always works. Bring that one.
Yes, the white. Is that the white long one?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So, yeah, because usually I'm like way more prepared. So, well, not prepared, but I at least have a plan.
And then
so this was just so funny to do.
Part one of the shoot, Friday night, sunset.
Yes.
With different jumpers.
Yep.
So we did that shoot and we were like so chuffed. And then we decided to get up at 4 a.m. the next day and do another one.
Yep.
Tell us about that. What did we do then?
Well, then I just remember like running around the house at 4 a.m, like still dark. I was like, what can we do? What can we take? I was like picking up the stool in the lounge, like just the most random things I could find. I was like, maybe we'll need a stool. And then we went to another beach to some rock pools. And I was like, oh, that could be cool, like having like a small pool here and then the rest of the ocean, like that would look amazing. And then so we went in the rock pool for a while and we did most of the pictures in there, I think, but it was sunrise, so like there wasn't really that long. It's usually just like half an hour, and we shot I think maybe like 3 rolls or so. a film.
The one thing I remember from that shoot is that we both got eaten by sea lions.
Oh gosh, that was awful. I just wanted to cut my legs off. Like, honestly.
Gosh, it was. I think you got it worse too. Like,
oh yeah, because I had to go on steroids for it.
Oh my gosh, literally, for the sake of art,
literally, next time you see that picture, just think of my my steroids.
Oh my god, the life we live, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so glam, honestly.
Because also, what camera stuff did you use? Like, tell the people.
Yeah, so the peeps. We shot it all on film, which was super fun. I think we had like 8 or 9 rolls across the whole shoot because we did it in 2 separate. We did one evening and the next morning, didn't we?
Yeah. Love that.
So we did sunset and sunrise. So I think we shot about like 80 pictures across the whole thing. So the whole album was just like in that amount of images. So that was really fun. Just to do it all on film and just, you know.
Yeah, because that's what you primarily work with now, right?
Yeah, everything's on my medium format film camera. So
show us what the camera is.
So this is essentially a weight that, you know, I lift in the mornings to get my gains. And yeah, like obviously there's nowhere to like look at the pictures at the back, and it's super heavy. So when we were running around and you were jumping all over the place, it's like it weighs more than a baby, this thing. Like honestly, it's so hard to like hold it up, focus it, and meter it all at the same time. But I mean, it did the job. But yeah, and like everything was just on this 150mm lens, so I think that's kind of cool how we just kept it all the same. I mean, it's super heavy and just like, and I felt like at times it would have been nicer to like just get loads of digitals like when you're running around, but I think the fact that we were able to do it in that just made it so much more special.
Like none of them were edited too. With all these photos, it was literally like as it was shot, and
yeah, they're all just the raw scans.
Yeah, and so it was so beautiful just like flicking through them when you first sent them to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, this was literally it. Like the colours, the sun, how it was.
The way that we did it and the film and everything, and not editing it and like not retouching it, it's so cohesive with the album, and just like everything about the album and like the way that you've written the songs and everything like that. I think like it's just was such a perfect way to portray you on the cover and all the images. I think it was just so nice to just have it like completely as it was and just not, you know, retouching and everything. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I love that. Lots of the comments that I've had about like the album cover, they're like, oh wow, that is like so you, Ellie. Like even my next door neighbour, like she was just asking, you know, what to do, as you know. And then so I gave her a CD, and the first thing she said, like, oh my gosh, like this just shouts freedom. Like kept looking.
That's so cool.
And it's just like art is so powerful, isn't it? Art is so
totally,
I don't know, it can speak so many different things.
When I was thinking about it, like that was to me like the fact that we were able to like, because I was thinking the same thing, that image is so you, and like the fact that we were able to just get all your sort of characteristics on an image when you can't even see your face in it. And it's just like, it's so cool that, you know, everything about that. Like, I feel like you wake up at like in the morning and jump out of bed like that. That is just you. And I just love how that's in the picture, and like that sets off the tone for like the rest, like, you know, people to open the album. I think that's so cool.
Tell us, Liv, like how did we do that shot?
You're always just running and jumping around, aren't you? So I think you were just doing what you do. We just like did a few, I don't even know how many goes we did at that. I think probably not many, because we didn't have much film. So I think we just, you know, so oh, should I just do some jumping?
Let's just jump, shall we? And I remember asking you, Liv, like, what should I do with my hair? Like, what should I put any makeup on? Like, what do I do? And I remember you just saying, like, oh, I think you should just leave it. Just don't wear anything. Don't do anything to your hair. Just wear this jumper, put on those white trousers, and let's, you know, like what thoughts behind that? Like, why did you encourage that, I guess?
I think just because that is so you, and also I think it looks so great to just, you know, be barefaced, and it's something a bit different, and like I don't know, on so many shoots and, you know, work that I've done, like there's just so much time on hair and makeup. In the end, I always think she looks great before, like she just looked just as good. So I just thought, let's give it a try. And like you know, we said, like it was just so you.
I just love how you just like encouraged me in that, because I think there's other times where you feel like you do have to, you know, it's an album shoot.
Yeah,
you've got to have hair
totally.
makeup. Surely you've got to have 10 different outfits to try out, surely, you know. And that's, I think, in my head, what, you know, an album shoot should look like. You know, a whole team around,
totally.
you've got lights, you've got which is amazing. But I think I just love how this was just like so chill, and like
yeah,
it was like no faff and no fuss, and it was literally just us, me and you, Tom and Amanda.
Yeah,
we were just eating sushi and just taking photos, and there was no hype.
great.
And I'm so grateful that you allowed me to be me. I love it. I'm so chuffed that, yeah. And I actually remember showing, like, going back to the label and showing them all these pictures, because also I didn't tell them, like, okay, I'm going to Australia to do the album shoot.
Yeah, because it's so spontaneous.
It was so spontaneous, like we weren't even planning on doing it. So when I came back to Nashville and showed them, I was like, oh, so I think I've done the shoot. I think we've got the photos for the
just come back from a conference. Oh, and I also did the album cover.
Yeah, I was like, I think
on the weekend.
Literally, I think we have them, and I really love them, and I really would love to use them. And they were like, oh right, who did you shoot with? Like, what happened? Like, where were you again? But I just love how it was.
It's hilarious. I didn't realise that. That's so funny. And I think even like how you've gone on to like use them, and even on your Instagram, like how the colours seem to fit so well. It just all comes together so nicely, which is really cool.
Also in our life, like knowing each other for over 10 years, and how we've always been so fascinated by just photography, and then both college and both geeking over lenses together, and different photographers that we've found. Like, we've always loved creativity, and how have you done that? How did you do that shot? Or what things have you got coming up work wise? And
and we've done stuff together as well.
Like we shot weddings together.
So many things,
so many different things, and I just
totally forgot.
It's so cool how God works, in that yes, I might not do photography anymore, but it's so cool how, I don't know, you're like thriving in it, and you're so amazing at it, that the fact that we can come together and like work together, I think it was just such a treat for me to, I guess, like, when, you know, talking about the album and artwork, I'm so picky, and like love photography, and I love art, I love design, and so it was kind of like almost a no-brainer, purely because you just like know me so well, and you're so amazing at it. I mean, that's like win-win for every person. It's like, you really like the person, but they're also really great at it.
A winner
chicken dinner. Who would have thought that when we were 11, just like chatting about dogs in the playground, that like 10 years more later, we would be, you know, you'd be shooting my album.
I think that's why it was just so special, because like, you know, you doing what you love and me doing what I love, and that we could do it together, and that was your first album, and we were on the other side of the world. Like, the whole thing was just, you know, it was just like, I couldn't even have ever imagined that when we were, you know, when you're on your trial day at my school. And I told you I had 12 dogs. I don't know why I ever said that. I was 12 at the time.
But yes, I hope that people will look to your page too, if you want to check out Olivia Oliver on Insta. So many amazing photos, and just what you do is amazing, and I love you, and I think you're amazing, and thank you for working with me, your old mate.
Oh, I mean, you were a bit of a diva at times, like, not gonna lie. Joking, the most chilled, easiest thing in the world. It was so fun, and you're just so great, and I'm so happy, like, about the whole thing, like, and just that you love them so much, and like everything you were saying just about like being able to just be you, and that, you know, you have these for life now.
Absolutely. Well, I love you, and I'll see
I
you.
love you. Bye.
Bye.